Hi, YouTubers. Something important. So, I want to do a little rant right now. Now, nothing is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with YouTube. This is actually about my phone. Now, you may say, what the hell? Like, what the hell about your phone? Is your phone broken? Is your phone whatever? Does your phone have a virus? No. Nothing like that. I want to talk about right now something that's a real pain in my butt, which basically is under Apple's new rules, not just for me, but for every iPhone user, you are required to have a passcode or a Face ID code for every smartphone, iPhone you use. I'm not sure about Samsung and I'm not sure about Android, but at least with iPhones, with Apple products, you are now required to have a passcode or a Face ID for every iPhone, regardless of how old it is. You could have an iPhone 6S, iPhone 6S, going back 5-6 years ago, and lo and behold, you are now required to have a passcode. Now, having said that, the vast majority of people want a passcode for their phone to keep it safe. Obviously, the passcode prevents somebody else from accessing your phone. If you have banking information on your phone, it's non-negotiable. You have to have a passcode. It would be stupid to not have a passcode. Totally stupid. However, I will say this. I believe, this is my personal opinion like my asshole, I personally think everyone should have a right to choose, and Apple's taking that privilege away from people, probably because of liability, probably because they're afraid of getting sued, most likely. They're taking that privilege away from its consumers, which I think really pisses me off. It really pisses me off because I think a Apple consumer, if you're paying $400 for your iPhone, or $500, or even $1,000 for your iPhone, and you're paying, I don't know, $60 a month, $80 a month, $200 a month for a bill. I think you should have a right, a damn right, a goddamn right, as a user, a nice big ass user like the Big Ass Cigar, to choose whether you want a passcode. Forcing somebody to have a passcode, I think, is a real pain in your butt. It's like, yeah, the vast majority of people, probably 85% of people or 90% of people are going to choose to have a passcode, but I think it should be optional. People should have a right to decline. Because, especially older people, they have an old, beat up iPhone 5. Yeah, they should have a right to choose whether they want a passcode, because an older person might just use their phone to call people, to text people. They don't use their phone for, credit card information, banking information. And I think what it comes down to is, number one, the vast majority of people want a passcode. The vast majority of the population says, yes, I want a passcode. Make passcodes mandatory, or Face IDs mandatory. And also, number two, I think Apple is afraid of getting sued. But, if somebody gets their information stolen and they turn around, they sue Apple, say, well, you didn't warn me, fuck you, whatever. It's like, but I think it is a little bit, approaching on your privacy rights, because, and Apple has done this over the past couple of years, where they really approach or encroach, or whatever the word is, on your privacy rights. Because honestly, it's like, if you choose to take that risk, if you choose not to have a passcode on your phone, well, sad and crying for you if you get your credit card information stolen. Sad and crying for you. It's sad and crying for you, and you're the one who's going to pay the price. Obviously, again, like I said, 95% of people who have an iPhone want to have a Face ID or a passcode, but I think it should be optional. It's probably Apple being afraid of being sued by people who choose to not have that and then have their bank information stolen. Again, like I said, like 95% of people are going to say, yes, I want a damn passcode, yes, I want a damn Face ID, but again, I think it should be optional. Forcing people, making it mandatory is kind of like approaching, I can't pronounce the word, sorry, on your privacy rights. It's like, it's like forcing your hand. It's like, and yeah, there's no legal requirement under United States law, or under, Canadian law, or any kind of law in general, any kind of fucking law in general. It says you have to have a passcode for your computer or your phone. It's like, my desktop computer, I don't have a password for my desktop computer. It's like, I mean, I don't have a desktop, password. It's like, if I chose, if it was my choice, I probably wouldn't have a passcode for my phone. It's like, it's kind of, approaching, whatever the word is, on your privacy rights. So give me your thoughts below in the comments below. Do you think Apple should make it mandatory to have a passcode? Because honestly, I think you have a right as a consumer, nice big ass consumer like the big ass cigar. I really think you have a right to choose what risk you want to take. I mean, if you want to take that risk, you want to take your risk of your information getting stolen, that's your risk to take. I mean, you don't have to have, I mean, a great example of this, I know I'm getting off topic here, but a great example is you're not required to have virus protection on your computer. There's no legal requirement that says you have to have Norton, or you have to have McAfee, or you have to have, Malwarebytes. I mean, you'd be an idiot. I mean, you'd be a total idiot not to have virus protection nowadays. I mean, it's a stupid thing to do, but you have a right to be stupid. It's like, people have a right to be stupid. It's like, people have a right not to install virus protection on their computer. It's like, if they want to take a risk on a, $500 computer getting ruined, who cares? It's like, it's their money. It's like, it's really whatever the word is, encroaching, I think that's the word for it, encroaching on your rights and your freedom as a consumer. So that's just my personal opinion, like my asshole. Anyway, pretty fucking cool. Bye.